Level 1. The new fish. You arrive in chains. It's 6 a.m. The bus smells like sweat and fear. You're 22. First offense, armed robbery. 5 years, medium security. A corrections officer cuts your zip ties and hands you a rolled-up mattress. You have no idea what you're walking into. The yard is divided. Not officially, no signs, but everyone knows. The east wall belongs to the Aryan Brotherhood. The weight pile belongs to the Mexican Mafia. The corner tables at lunch, that's the Black Gorilla family. And the guards, they watch. They let it happen. It keeps the chaos organized. Nobody talks to you the first week. You eat alone. You sleep with one eye open. You learn fast that the worst thing you can be in here is unaffiliated. No gang means no protection. No protection means you're a resource for whoever decides to take from you first. On day 9, someone sits across from you at breakfast. He doesn't introduce himself. He just says, "You're from Compton, right? We know people in common." That's not small talk. That's an interview. Level 2. The prospect. You're being watched, and you don't even know it. For the next 30 days, they study you. Do you snitch when a guard asks questions? Do you freeze when someone gets stabbed in the yard? Do you pay your debts? Can you keep your mouth shut? You're not in the gang yet. You're a prospect. You run errands. You hold packages, small bundles wrapped in plastic that you don't ask about. You deliver messages between cells. You are a mule and a messenger, and you are completely expendable. Then comes the test. There's an inmate on Block C. He disrespected one of the senior members. You're handed a sock with a combination lock inside it. You're told where he showers. You're told when. You're not told what to do with it. You already know. You do it. You don't hesitate. Not because you're violent by nature, because hesitating means the sock gets used on you instead. You're in. Level 3. The soldier. You have 3 tattoos now. Each one means something. The other inmates read them like a resume. As a soldier, your job is enforcement. The gang controls contraband flow in this facility: cigarettes, cell phones, Suboxone strips, and methamphetamine pressed into the spines of hardcover books. When a dealer on the outside mails product in, it comes through a contact visiting room. When a corrupt guard brings it through the back, it gets distributed through you. You collect debts. $20 of commissary owed becomes $40 if it's late. $40 becomes a beating if it's ignored. You are the beating. You also hold territory. 3 picnic tables, 1 corner of the weight room, and the back row of the chapel. Yes, the chapel belonged to your set. Anyone who sits there without permission gets taxed or moved. The money isn't cash. It's commissary. Ramen noodles, stamps, phone minutes. In here, these are currency. A pack of mackerel is worth more than a $20 bill, because a $20 bill can't feed you at 2 a.m. You're making status. Not money. Not yet. Level 4. The shot caller. You've been inside 4 years now. 2 of your original cellmates have been released. 1 got transferred to Supermax after a stabbing. You're still here. That alone earns respect. You're a shot caller now. You don't swing fists anymore. You give orders to the people who do. Your cell is different. Better. The prison guards don't mess with you unless they have to. That's not coincidence. That's politics. Some of them are on payroll, not cash, but favors. You make sure your people don't cause problems on their shift. In exchange, they look the other way when contraband moves. They warn you about shakedowns 20 minutes before they happen. You run a specific block. 15 men answer to you. You handle disputes if 2 inmates have a conflict. They come to you before it becomes a stabbing, because a stabbing brings lockdowns, and lockdowns hurt business. You are judge, jury, and when necessary, executor. The structure above you is a council. 5 senior members who have been in the system for decades. They don't get their hands dirty anymore. They think. They negotiate. They send messages to the street through lawyers and coded letters. You're not there yet, but you're being considered. Level 5. The connector. You've been transferred twice. That wasn't punishment, that was strategy. The gang moves its best people through multiple facilities on purpose. You're a connector now. You arrive at a new prison, and you activate the network there. You establish relationships with local soldiers. You set up supply chains. You mediate between factions. You're also the communication link between inside and outside. Your brother visits every Sunday. He's not in the gang. He's clean, a mechanic. But he carries messages. He memorizes them before he comes in. He delivers messages when he leaves. Nothing written, nothing recorded. Just two brothers talking about nothing that sounds like everything. On the outside, the gang is running operations in 3 cities: extortion, drug distribution, contract work. The leadership is in here inside this prison, and they're managing it all through a network of visitors, corrupt attorneys, and coded correspondence. You are the middle of that network, the human infrastructure of a criminal empire that the government can't fully map because it lives inside the one place they already control. The irony isn't lost on you. Level 6, the Council. You're 38. You've served 12 years across 4 facilities. You sit on the council now. There are 5 of you. You meet in the yard, in plain sight, speaking quietly while appearing to do nothing. The guards know who you are. They can't prove what you are. There's a difference. The council doesn't vote on everything, but major decisions require consensus, a hit on arrival, an expansion into a new block, a deal with a gang from another race, something that would have been unthinkable 20 years ago, but is now just business. You vote. The majority rules. Disagreements are resolved through argument, not violence. You're too old for violence. Violence is for soldiers. Your name reaches places you've never been. Facilities in Texas, cells in California. The street chapters know who you are. When your name is invoked, it ends arguments. You also manage money, real money. Your operation generates hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, flowing from prison to the street. It gets laundered through family-owned businesses. A barber shop in Oakland. A trucking company in Phoenix. A restaurant in Houston that your sister runs, and has no idea where the investment capital came from. You have grandchildren you've never met. You have a granddaughter who is 6 years old and doesn't know your face because the visiting room is too dangerous for her to come here. You pushed that thought down a long time ago. You keep it there. Level 7, the Ghost. You run the gang now. Technically, no one runs the gang. That's how you've survived. There is no single boss. There's no top name on a chart the FBI can circle. There's a council and a network and a system that has been operating for 40 years and will operate for 40 more. You are the current center of that system. When you die or get transferred or lose your mind, someone else will be the center. The system doesn't care about individuals. But right now, it's you. You communicate through a method that has taken law enforcement years to partially decode. Messages move through layers. A soldier tells a visitor, who tells a lawyer, who tells a street lieutenant, who tells the operator. By the time the action happens, it's 5 steps removed from you. You haven't personally ordered violence in 6 years. Plausible deniability isn't just a legal concept in here. It's a survival strategy. The FBI has a file on you that is 400 pages long. The file is mostly speculation. They know what you are. They cannot prove what you do. 3 prosecution attempts have collapsed before trial witnesses disappeared. Evidence was mishandled. 2 informants recanted. You're not bulletproof. You're just patient. You also know something that took you 20 years to understand. The prison didn't create the gang. The gang existed on the street. The prison just concentrated it, organized it, and gave it time to think. Level 8, the Fall. It was a phone, not a smuggled burner, a legal call, recorded, like they always are. You'd been careful for years. Then one night you were tired, and your granddaughter had just been born, and you said 3 words to your sister that you should have said in code. They had enough. The indictment listed 47 counts: RICO, conspiracy, murder for hire, drug trafficking. The prosecutor stood in front of a jury and explained your organization as a business. She wasn't wrong. Your lawyer is the best money can buy. It doesn't matter. The government's case took 6 years to build. It will take 6 days to convict you. You're transferred to a federal facility, administrative maximum, ADX Florence, Colorado. Your cell is 7 by 12 feet, poured concrete. 1 window, 4 inches wide, angled so you can only see sky. No yard, no council, no network. 23 hours a day alone. You lie on your back and you calculate the total years you've spent inside. 22 years across 7 facilities, in a system you mastered from the inside out. You built an empire inside a cage, and now they've built a smaller cage inside that one. The council will meet without you this week. A new name will move to the center. The system will continue. Level 9, the legacy. But here's what no one tells you about power structures. They don't end. They evolve. The gang that started as a protection racket in a California prison in 1967 now has chapters in 11 states and 3 countries. It survived federal prosecution. It survived internal wars. It survived informants and indictments and supermax isolation because no person is the organization. The organization is the organization. Somewhere right now, a 22-year-old is stepping off a bus with a rolled-up mattress. He's scared. He's alone. He doesn't know which wall belongs to whom yet, but he will. Someone will sit across from him at breakfast by the end of the week. That's not small talk. That's the beginning of everything. This is not a gang. This is a government inside a government. A parallel system built in the one place the state thought it had total control. And it's been running longer than most of the guards who work there have been alive.